Time magazine's comment provides not only a hint towards the drive that pushes the narrative and characters of James Cameron's 1986 sci-fi horror film Aliens, but culminates among others, establishing it as one of the most notable films of both its time and genre. However, beneath the film's explosive and thrilling mask lies an ideology that not only underpins the overarching narrative of Ripley's character, but elevates it, giving her a purpose to survive, to fight, and to live on. All of this through the enduring ideology of motherhood. Welcome to my film analysis of James Cameron's 1986 sci-fi horror film, Aliens. Throughout Aliens, there are many notions and references to the ideology of motherhood. However, one scene still remains of significant importance in establishing Ripley as a character in the narrative, as well as her maternal motivations shown throughout the rest of the film. Right before the hearing regarding Ripley's ICC license, there is a deleted scene depicting Ripley's realization about the state of her daughter, who recently died 2 years ago.
Her 11th birthday.
Judging by Ripley's whimpering voice as well as her frowning facial expression, it is clear to the audience that she is going through a state of regret and sadness. It is through this scene that therefore establishes Ripley's character as a woman who has lost her role as a mother, resulting in a hole in her life once filled by her daughter. However, while this scene may seem insignificant at first, the fact that it wasn't included in the theatrical cut of the film due to pacing issues drastically changes the way the audience would have seen Ripley's character. It is only through this scene that the audience would fully understand Ripley's intentions and motivations for saving Newt, which is driven by both her maternal instinct as well as, again, the hole left in her heart from the loss of her only daughter. While there are still other examples during the opening act, the ideologies of motherhood start rapidly emerging through the development act of the Aliens narrative. During the B-story stage, the film portrays optimism in the form of Newt, who gives Ripley and the Marines hope, being the only person left alive amidst the dead and desolate hulls of the colony complex. Her existence, though, is significant to Ripley because it signals the beginning of a mother-daughter relationship between her and Newt. We can see this development straight after the discovery of Newt. Ripley immediately begins tending to Newt, highlighting her maternal instinct suddenly kicking in. This ends up finally signaling the first key development in Ripley's character, as well as the establishment of Newt's trust in Ripley. It is through this minor affectionate display of Ripley cleaning up Newt's face and offering her something to drink that we as an audience can clearly see this turning into an eventual relationship, and also infer this new character as a person Ripley now has to fight for. This first major interaction then develops into a stronger bond when Ripley tucks in Newt in bed for the first time, symbolizing her as a motherly figure.
Scoot down. That's good.
However, there are also other interactions, including Ripley moving the heater to Newt, Ripley and Newt hugging, and Ripley's promise not to leave Newt.
That's a promise.
By Ripley's caring actions towards Newt in the warmly lit and quiet bedroom-esque setting, implies the idea of a mother in her child's bedroom putting her child to sleep. Though not only does Ripley's nurturing and caring for Newt have situational meaning within the film's ideology of motherhood, but it also heavily relates back to contextual factors happening during the 1980s, where the emergence of second-wave feminism was still in strong force. During the time, right-wing conservatives believed this movement as women bringing major importance towards sexual liberation and dismantling existing traditional family roles as a result. In this context, Aliens seems to go against this embodiment by placing further emphasis towards the maternal-related actions performed by Ripley's character, therefore causing some displacement and disapproval from feminists who uphold the importance of sexual liberation over family values. Ripley's maternal drive to protect and fight for Newt's survival helps push the narrative forward towards the final climax of the narrative. However, this idea is matched by another opposing force, the Alien Queen. While the two entities contrast through their methods and ways of survival and living, they both share the same drive as a result of motherhood instincts to protect their offspring at all costs. This drive is what propels the final moments of the resolution act of the narrative, as James Cameron pits two mothers in a fight not only for survival but for the survival of their offspring. This cause and effect from Ripley defending Newt in a final confrontation with the Queen Alien results in Newt finally addressing Ripley as therefore solidifying their relationship as mother and daughter. Consequently, this leaves a bittersweet ending as the audience is left both saddened by the deaths of Bishop and the Marines, yet optimistic and content as Ripley hugs the surrogate daughter she had been fighting for all this time, resulting in a perfect culmination of the true meaning of motherhood. In closing, through all the scenes analyzed in this video essay, it speaks truth towards the well-known belief that all children need their mothers and all mothers need their children. Whether it may be in the perspective of the queen alien who needs her children to protect her and the children's needs for her to reproduce, or the perspective of Newt who needs Ripley's protection and Ripley needing a daughter to live for. It's clear the ideology of motherhood remains as the underlying driving force of both the narrative of Aliens and ultimately the characters that endure through the struggle and terror brought upon them.